Paper was like gold in medieval times.
Oh, not tobacco. Sugar.
That everything we thought we knew about the world might turn out to be completely wrong.
Born Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata, she is now known as the incomparable Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is an American singer and songwriter who is recognized for her flamboyant costumes and has made an impact upon the music industry through her fashion, her performances, and her music videos. Join us to learn more about this remarkable woman. Lady Gaga was born on March 28, 1986, in New York City, where she was raised. Her parents were Cynthia and Joseph Germanata. The eldest of two children, Lady Gaga is of Italian and French-Canadian heritage. In spite of the appearance of a seemingly affluent background, Lady Gaga has stressed that this was not the case. She was quoted as saying, "Both parents came from lower-class families, so we've worked for everything. My mother worked 8 to 8 out of the house in telecommunication, and so did my father." From an early age, Lady Gaga showed her musical promise. At the age of 4, she learned how to play piano. She was accepted into the Juilliard School in Manhattan at the age of 11. Instead of attending Juilliard, she was sent to a private all-girls Catholic school called the Convent of the Sacred Heart on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Lady Gaga has said about her education that she was very dedicated, very studious, very disciplined, but also a bit insecure. She went on to say that she was made fun of in school because she didn't fit in. She was accused of being too provocative or too eccentric, and so she tried to tone it down. This just served to make her feel like a freak. Her former classmates have stated that this is not true. They said she had a core group of friends, was a good student, and liked boys a lot. However, even then, music was number one to her, and this passion helped her land lead roles in their high school productions. These included Adelaide in Guys and Dolls, and Philia in A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. In addition, Lady Gaga had a very small role on the hit TV series The Sopranos. She appeared in 2001 in an episode called The Telltale Moose Adele. Her heart remained with her music, and she continued to study music and perform. In fact, her first piano ballad was written when she was 13.
She started her music career when she was 4. She learned how to play piano, and then she wrote her first ballad at age 13. And then from there, she started going to open mics in the New York music scene, at little bars. She always went with her mom, to these. And then, I don't know, once she got older, she started writing music for people. And then she got signed to Def Jam for a while, and then after 3 months, they dropped her. And then soon after that, she got picked up by Interscope.
She became interested in music when she was super young. She was 5 or 6. Her mom, when she lived in New York, her mom used to make her take piano lessons, and she didn't want to. But then she started enjoying it, and then she started playing the piano all the time, and then she went to the New York Academy, the super big school. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the most prestigious school. Paris Hilton went there. A lot of other singers and celebrities have gone to that school. She went to it, and then she just started singing everywhere and performing in little hole-in-the-wall bars in New York, and at her school on stage. She performed her personal singles that she wrote before she became Lady Gaga when she was still Stephanie, and then she had the album Stephanie, the Red and Blue, and it was a bunch of really, I personally think the album's amazing. I like it so much. It's a lot of ballads, and it's pre-record label / fame, pre-fame. I'm not famous, but I'm a really good singer. But then she became famous. She's still a really good singer, but it's she still writes her own music, but it's a different persona. Because she's not Stephanie, she's Lady Gaga. So they mix the two together, and boom.
As far as, how she got to where she is, to me, that's pure hard work and dedication to, continue to get better at the things that she does. She plays the piano exceptionally well. She sings, she dances. Neither one of those things are easy, to do. let alone do on a high level. You know what I mean? And she's able to do them. So it's just I think it's just a testament to her hard work and the dedication to the craft of music. So
I think she really launched when she met Rob Fusari, producer, who came up with the name Lady Gaga with her, which was based on a Queen song, Radio Gaga.
Lady Gaga's mother encouraged her to apply to a program called the Collaborative Art Project 21 when she was no longer able to attend the Convent of the Sacred Heart. This program was a musical training conservatory held at the New York Tisch School of the Arts. At the age of 17, Lady Gaga became one of only 20 students in the world to receive early admission to this program. The program was very intensive and helped prepare Lady Gaga for a future career in music by focusing on music, art, sex, and celebrity. She developed her songwriting skills while also writing essays and analytical papers on art, religion, social issues, and politics. However, Lady Gaga felt that she was more creative than her classmates and was even quoted as saying, "Once you learn how to think about art, you can teach yourself." She left the school early when she was 19. She was only in the second semester of her sophomore year and left in order to focus more on her musical career. Her father told Lady Gaga that he would pay her rent during this time for a year. The caveat, though, was that if she did not make it, that she would re-enroll at Tisch. Lady Gaga said, "I left my entire family, got the cheapest apartment I could, and ate shit until somebody would listen." During this time, Lady Gaga worked 3 jobs just to make ends meet. One of these jobs had Lady Gaga performing as a go-go dancer. She used this experience to help her focus on her own ability to perform during her acts.
Well, when Lady Gaga was broke when she was younger, you know, she had 3 jobs actually, because, you know, she dropped out of Tisch and she went to a Catholic school, and she just didn't like that, you know, like she wanted to be more like artistic and out there. So like, I mean, her dad gave her 1 year to get signed to a record label. So she had to get 3 jobs, you know, she could pay rent, pay for her shows, you know, pay for everything basically. So she's very like self-motivated, like definitely self-motivated.
Akon found her and brought her to Interscope, and they, you know, she became this huge star from there. Early on, she did an audio book with a hip-hop artist, Melly Mel. You know, she would go around to these, you know, bars and places in New York and sing, her and her piano. She started a band and you know, a girls group, and you know, they performed and they had some success. So, you know, when you talk about someone making it, she knew from the beginning what she wanted to do and how she was going to do it, and I think she's doing that.
Her music career in New York was super tiny. It was performing at bars, random bars, being at MTV Boiling Points, performing at her school, and performing with Lady Starlight. Her and Lady Starlight did like a go-go show, but they also sang and danced, and they wore like little studded bras and little panties and crazy wigs and just throw themselves around the stage and have fun and sing and dance, and everyone loved it. And then she was like, "I'm gonna make an album," and then she did the Red and Blue with Stephanie, and then the album didn't do too well, and then she's like, "Okay, well, damn." And then Akon found her in New York, and then bam, it just exploded.
You know, she started from the bottom up and played clubs and was, you know, was Stephanie Germanotta before she was Lady Gaga, and, you know, and poured her heart and soul out, and also identified at a young age, I think, that she was different.
Also in 2007, when she was only 20 years old, Lady Gaga began working as a songwriter for other groups on the label, for Interscope Records. The artists she wrote for included such stars as Britney Spears, New Kids on the Block, and the Pussycat Dolls. During the time that Lady Gaga was performing with Lady Starlight on the Lady Gaga and the Starlight Review, Rob Fusari had continued to develop the songs he and Lady Gaga had worked on. He sent them to a friend, Vincent Herbert, who was a producer and record executive at Streamline Records, the trade name of Interscope Records. Gaga would later credit Herbert with discovering her, stating, "I really feel like we made pop history, and we're going to keep going." R&B singer Akon also saw one of her performances. He was so impressed that he worked out a deal with Interscope chairman and CEO Jimmy Iovine to create a joint deal for Lady Gaga by signing her to his label, Con Live. Her debut album, The Fame, was written and recorded by Lady Gaga herself throughout the years of 2007 and 2008. Towards the end of 2007, Lady Gaga was introduced to Red One, songwriter and producer. She produced her first song with him called Boys, 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 inspired by a song from Motley Crue called Girls, 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 and AC/DC's TNT. They continued their partnership during the recording of Lady Gaga's debut album, where they worked together for a week on it. The lead single that had preceded the album's release by 4 months, called Just Dance, didn't hit the international charts until January of 2009, instantly guaranteeing the success of The Fame. The song garnered Lady Gaga her first Grammy Award nomination for Best Dance Recording in 2008. Although the song lost out to Daft Punk's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, it still became one of the best-selling singles worldwide. Poker Face was another song that took a while to move up the charts. The song reached #1 in most of the major markets worldwide early in 2009. Lady Gaga achieved even more unexpected success when it sold 9.8 million singles worldwide. It would end up topping singles charts in almost every country, in almost every musical category. Lady Gaga is the first artist in history to be able to claim to have 4 #1 hits from a debut album. They were Just Dance, Poker Face, Love Game, and Paparazzi. In addition, the album received numerous honors in 2009, including Billboard magazine's Rising Star Award. She is considered to be a staple in the social networking arena and has one of the biggest fan bases on Facebook, with over 33 million likes, and is #1 on Twitter, with over 9.5 million followers.
Her relationship with her fans is ridiculous. It's probably the strongest bond between a celebrity and their fans I've ever seen without it being pretend. Because most celebrities are like, I love my fans so much, and the camera turns off and they're just like, ugh. As long as I get my paycheck and as long as those people keep buying my merchandise, I don't care. But Lady Gaga lives for her fans, basically. That's her whole career is based off of her fans, and her little monsters are her life. And she bases she does everything she does for her fans. Like the Born This Way Foundation, all for her fans. Everything she does for her fans. Anytime someone sends something to her, she reads it, or anytime someone sends her a letter, she reads it, she tweets pictures of it, she talks about how much she loves everyone, she tries to talk to everyone on Twitter every day, but she has 20 million followers on Twitter. And she is the most mentioned person on Twitter. She gets mentioned once every 5 seconds, if not more. So in order to read all of those and respond to every single one of them, that would take so long. But everything is based off of her fans, and if she didn't have her fans, I don't think she wouldn't have anything, but she lives for us, so.
She also started her own tour to promote her album, The Fame. The tour, called the Fame Ball Tour, ran from March to September of 2009. During her travels for the Fame Ball Tour, Lady Gaga wrote her next album, titled The Fame Monster. The album was released in November of 2009. The theme of the album is that of dealing with the darker side of fame, from a personal perspective expressed through the metaphor of a monster. This album marked the first time in digital history that an artist had 3 singles in addition to Just Dance and Poker Face to surpass the 4 million mark in digital sales. The lead single, Bad Romance, topped the charts in 18 countries. It reached the top 2 in Australia, the US, and New Zealand.
I think Lady Gaga got bigger in other countries first because, I don't know, I guess other countries are more accepting of craziness. In Europe, I'm not saying they're crazy, but I don't know, they're more accepting of it.
Despite, or maybe because of the controversy surrounding her videos, Lady Gaga became the first artist to gain over 1 billion viral views on YouTube. She won 8 out of 13 nominations at the 2010 Music Video Awards. These included Video of the Year for Bad Romance, for which the video Telephone has also been nominated. She is recognized for her sense of style in many arenas of her career. recording artist, fashion, performance, and her music videos.
Publicity, I mean, as long as you can get people to talk about you, you're doing your job. And if they talking about her outfits, then, you know, what she's wearing is saying a lot. But, you know, when I look at it as art. It's just another extension of what Gaga can do, you know. And honestly, you know what? I've seen video of her singing in a bar with just her piano. No wig, no nothing, her natural hair, no makeup, no nothing, just singing, right? Extraordinary voice, okay? But then you take that image of just her, no makeup, no hair, no nothing, you know what I mean? Just her natural self. There are thousands of natural singers who are great. Some better than the other, right? How does she stand out?
Because of her image.
You can't help but look at Gaga. You know what I mean? So, you know, people may call it controversy, or, you know, they may want to put negative publicity on it, but people will take turning lemons into lemonade and make it negative.
I think her outfits are amazing, and they've started so many different trends in fashion, and people are actually dressing the way that she dresses in public. It's like when you go to a fashion show and you see all the models walking down the runway, you don't see anyone ever wearing those clothes. Do you ever see anyone wearing clothes from a fashion show? No, you don't, because no one wears them. They're just like, oh, here's my line, but no one ever, I don't ever see anyone wearing them, but people are actually wearing clothes like Lady Gaga. Like when I go out on any given day of the week, if I go to a club and it's any kind of theme, there's always someone that will be dressed Lady Gaga-esque. Like they're wearing something. I used to do, I wear prosthetics on my shoulders and on my forehead and studded shoulder pads and crazy shirts and crazy pants. Like I usually never wear pants. I like wearing tights all the time. And a lot of my girlfriends always wear tights because she only wears tights. She doesn't like wearing pants. But like her outfits are all, I think her outfits all have a meaning. Like her Kermit the Frog outfit, that was just, I think, just because she wanted to wear Kermit the Frog. But then there's her meat dress. The meat dress she wore was actually so that people could see what she looked like on the inside, but on the outside. And that was when she went to I think it was the VMAs with her friends that were discharged from the army for being gay. And she wore that dress for that. Like, well, this is what I look like on the inside, and I'm wearing it on my outside. So if you can't accept that, then I'm sorry. And there's just a lot of other things, like the outfits in her music videos, crazy amazing. Her everyday outfits consist of amazingness and a lot of lace. She loves the headpieces, but I love a good headpiece too. Can make every outfit perfect. And she covers her face a lot, but she covers her face because she doesn't like how big her nose is. But she could just get a nose job, but she doesn't. I don't know how she feels about plastic surgery. She's never really touched down on that, but she wears a lot of stuff to cover her face. Like at the Grammys, she was wearing, she wore a net on her face. It was just a giant fishnet on her face, and she had like a golden plate on her head, and then she just wore like a really nice Versace gown. And before that, it's like she just wears, it's either really, really minimum or extremely over the top. Like she'll be wearing nothing but a bra and panties and like some like naked something that'll flow when she dances, or she'll be wearing nothing.
Well, the media thinks Lady Gaga, you know, is really out there because, I don't know, I guess the way she is and the way her outfits are, you know, like the media and like the whole world kind of wants the regular pop star to be, you know, like sexy and like just like, you know, I guess kind of fake, you know, like they want the pop star to be, I guess, kind of like Barbie-like, you know, very unrealistic, like they want it to be a fantasy. But the awesome thing about Gaga is like she could be like that, but also be her real self. Like there are times when Gaga, you know, has these crazy outfits, but the media doesn't see her, you know, like the fans do. You know, like we see like the candid pictures of her when she's like walking down the street in like a leather jacket and like heels and, you know, her underwear. And she's just like getting coffee, you know, it's like not a big deal. So I don't know, the media, I wish the media could see, you know, how Gaga really is, because I think they would respect her a lot more and not like be so harsh on her.
There's a ton of controversy about Lady Gaga. Is that a business plan, or was that just sort of an impromptu happening? Yeah, of course it's a business plan. Does she have it in her soul to make it convincing and, you know, to really like go out on a limb? Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of who she is, certainly who she's become. You know, there's controversy on an artistic level of, you know, what is art. You know, some people were disgusted by the meat dress. Some people were, you know, shocked by that crazy video she did in the hospital bed. I just smiled to myself. I think it's, you know, I think it's brilliant. I think that anything that causes someone to say, "Did you see that? That was so awful. Did you see that video from, you know, whatever?" And the eyeballs just increase exponentially. Like, that's a smart business move. I have respect for that, whether I think that it's artful or not. Like, that's inspiring. I'm a fan of hers just for that. And she's not letting, she's not letting anybody give her full direction. She's a part of the plan. You know, she's a member of her own board. So, you know, I think it's great.
She won 8 out of 13 nominations at the 2010 Music Video Awards. These included Video of the Year for Bad Romance, for which the video Telephone has also been nominated. The Fame Monster also received a total of 6 nominations at the 53rd Grammy Awards, the same amount of nominations her debut album had received. She won Best Pop Vocal Album and also earned her second consecutive nomination for Album of the Year. Weeks after releasing The Fame Monster, and only a month after completing the Fame Ball Tour. This tour would later become one of the highest-grossing concert tours of all time, and the highest-grossing for a debut headlining artist. She has earned many achievements in the short time that she has been in the music industry. She has won 5 Grammy Awards out of 12 nominations, 13 MTV Video Music Awards, 2 Guinness World Records, estimated sales of 23 million albums, and 64 million singles worldwide. This has earned her the title of one of the best-selling musical artists of all time. She has been named by Billboard as the 2010 Artist of the Year and the top-selling artist of 2010, ranking her as the 73rd artist of the 2000s decade. VH1 ranked her 4th on their list of 100 greatest women in music. Lady Gaga has also been named by Time in their 2010 list of the most influential people in the world, as well as making Forbes' list of the world's most powerful celebrity. In addition to her music career, Lady Gaga is involved in numerous charities. She has helped various relief efforts for natural disasters. She donated the proceeds of her January 24, 2010 concert at New York's Radio City Music Hall to the victims of the 2010 Haiti earthquake to help with reconstruction efforts. She also donated all of her proceeds from her online store to the effort from that day also. Lady Gaga later announced that approximately $500,000 was collected. Hours after the March 11, 2011 earthquake and tsunami hit Japan, Lady Gaga was using Twitter to sell Japan prayer bracelets that she had helped to design. All proceeds were donated to the relief efforts. She also performed at MTV Japan's charity show to benefit the Japanese Red Cross. Lady Gaga also works hard to combat HIV and AIDS by focusing on educating young women about the risks of the disease. She has worked with Cyndi Lauper and MAC Cosmetics to launch a specialty line of lipstick called Viva Glam. All net proceeds of this line went to the company's campaign to prevent HIV and AIDS worldwide. She stated that, "I don't want Viva Glam to be just a lipstick you buy to help a cause. I want it to be a reminder when you go out at night to put a condom in your purse right next to your lipstick." They have raised over $202 million in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Lady Gaga also created her own foundation with her mother to focus on such issues as self-confidence, well-being, anti-bullying, mentoring, and career development. The foundation is called the Born This Way Foundation, and is working on giving the youth of today support in coping with the numerous issues facing them.
You know, the money that she gives to charities and the things that she does, like I said, the things she does for the gay and lesbian communities, the, you know, the natural disasters that have happened, you know, the way that she'll do a concert and give all ticket sales to a relief, you know, that's all. She can pocket that 500 grand. She didn't have to give it away, but she gave it away. You know what I mean? And, you know, you have to look at that and say, you know, wow, like, people love that. They love to support someone that they kind of feel connected to. You know what I mean? And if you're not so out of touch where you can't be connected, you can't connect to your fan base, then she would only have a 1-album success, not a 4-album success. The success that she's had over 4 albums, you know?
Lady Gaga's charity work right now, she has the Born This Way Foundation, which is for kids that are bullied and mistreated and feel less than anyone. Her and Oprah are actually doing that together. So she got Oprah on her team. What's up, Oprah? And then she has her makeup line with Cyndi Lauper. That is the whole AIDS Foundation thing. I'm sure there's a bunch of other foundations that she supports and donates money to, but those are her 2 like big main things right now, are the Born This Way Foundation and her makeup line with Cyndi Lauper, and her mom and dad's restaurant that she just bought in New York for them.
What's the name of the restaurant?
I think it's just called Moms and Pops.
Okay.
But it's just a little pizzeria, a little Italian restaurant that her mom and dad have wanted forever, and she was like, here you go. And other than that, there's not much. But anytime she can give, she gives to people. Like if there was a time like a year and a half, 2 years ago, where she was talking about how broke she didn't have an apartment. She didn't have a house, she didn't have a place that was hers, she was super broke because she was selling tickets for the Monster Ball tour really cheap. She was selling her CDs for really cheap. She was donating a lot of money. She was doing a lot of stuff with Virgin Mobile, and if you just texted something to a number, she matched every dollar up to $50,000 every single concert. And plus, whatever the place she was performing at, whatever money they took out, she was left with like a little bit of money. I mean, she still had money from things she's done, but she was really broke, and she was always just like, oh, I live on my tour bus with my wigs, and that's all. And that's all I really need. I don't care about anything else.
Lady Gaga feels that most of her earlier success came from her gay fans, and she is considered to be a gay icon. She has stated about the point early in her career when she could not get airtime that the turning point for me was the gay community. I've got so many gay fans, and they're so loyal to me, and they really lift me up. They always stand by me, and I'll always stand by them. It's not an easy thing to create a fan base. She has remained very true to her fan base, and has attended many functions in support of LGBT. She has given speeches and attended functions with people who have been discriminated against because of their sexuality. She has released videos on YouTube that urge people to contact their congressman to fight for gay and lesbian rights.
Well, Gaga, she's very, like, open, you know, she doesn't hate against anything, or, you know, she's very, like, respectful of everyone. And she wants to bring that out of her fans also, you know, she wants them to be, like, respectful to everyone and not hate. Well, Gaga and the LGBT organization, she's very supportive of it, because whenever she didn't have any fans, like, you know, like, the gays were there for her. And I mean, I personally could say, like, no one could go wrong with the gays, because I have a lot of, you know, like, gay, bisexual friends, and we all love Gaga. Like, the way she is, since she doesn't have no, like, discrimination against anybody, she could be, like, everyone is very accepting of her, because she just wants everyone just to love.
Her support to the LGBT community is ridiculous. It's beyond. I don't think it started off that way at first. I think it just started off as like, hey, what's up, I'm Lady Gaga, but then all of her people, her choreographer, her wardrobe people, her hair and makeup people, her best friends, all gays, And they just I don't know what it was, but we just went crazy over her. And she is extremely supportive of us, and she does all these things for us. Her and Cyndi Lauper have a makeup line for MAC, and it's all for AIDS Foundation, and she does all these things for gay people, and she does as much as she can for gay people. And if she didn't have the support of the LGBT community, I think she probably not as famous as she is right now. She definitely wouldn't be like an icon, but I'm sure she'd have like some straight girls would be like, woo, Lady Gaga. But the gays, we run the world. That's basically it. Everyone thinks that straight men do, but the gays run the world.
Lady Gaga's inordinate talent and ability have created a huge fan base in just a few short years. Her humanitarian efforts have touched people all across the world. It will be interesting to see where her talent and compassion take her in years to come.
I don't know, I think she's going to be along for a long time because, I mean, people thought she was going to be gone within her first year, and she's still going. Like, she always has, like, some new ideas, and they're all, like, always crazy. I mean, not crazy in a bad way, crazy in, like, the most amazing way possible. And I don't know, I think she's going to be around because she has so much built up, so much, like, she had so many experiences that she has to write about, and she's going to have so many more. So, I mean, she's just getting started to me.
As far as her career, I wouldn't compare her career to Madonna's career. You know, Madonna's been able to do something that very few people are able to do. You know, she's done with what the Rolling Stones were able to do, what Aerosmith was able to do, what Jay-Z was able to do, which is your music career has a time limit on it. You know what I mean? Normally you are a 4 to 5, maybe 7-year run at this. You know, that's considered a great career. You know, most people get 8 albums, maybe 2. You know, there are a few people who are lucky to transcend the times. Tina Turner was able to do it. You know, Michael Jackson was able to do it. Madonna's able to do it. You know, we'll see if Gaga can do it. But to compare her to the Madonna, I think is unfair to Gaga, because you're not giving Gaga the chance to be Gaga. You're giving her a chance to be Madonna. You know what I mean? And that's not fair. So, you know, she's 4 or 5 albums in, and each time she's delivered something differently. You know, I'm anxious to see how she continues to give differently, because that's what Madonna did. Madonna gave you different sides of Madonna, all her, you know, but she was able to grow with the times. We'll see if Gaga could do that. You know, not too many people can, but, you know, if she can't, if it all ends tomorrow, man, her ride was extraordinary. You know what I mean? And it'll be hard for someone to come around and do exactly what Gaga did.
In 10 years, I'm 100% sure Lady Gaga will still be around. She'll still be relevant, she'll still be making music, she'll still be making hit singles that go on the charts instantly, she'll still have all of her crazy super fans. It's like, say, my mom and dad, when they were my age, when Madonna was around, and someone were like, where do you see Madonna in 10 years? And it's like, I still see Madonna everywhere because she's my favorite person, but it's kind of the opposite. She's the Madonna for my generation. She's everything. I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care if someone's like, no, it's Nicki Minaj, no, it's Rihanna. No, it's Lady Gaga. She is the one compared to Madonna the most. She is the next Madonna. We're in the technological era where me and people that, like my whole generation, we all run on technology. When we don't have our cell phones, we feel psychotic, and we can't function, and we can't have a computer, we can't post a tweet, we can't write on our Facebook wall, we can't text someone, we have to physically call them from a house phone. We die. It's sad, but that is the world we live in. But she is using that to her advantage, and I do believe in 10 years she will still be relevant, and she will still be making awesome music.
She might be the president of our country in 5 or 10 years. At the rate that she's going, yeah, she'll be around. I mean, you know, on some level or another, I see more depth than I did when she first launched. And, you know, you never know where that's going. Like, she could, you know, become a really influential philanthropist and join the Bono leagues, you know, and make that her focus. But she'll be around for sure.